Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today let us learn about the unification of Italy. From the beginning of the modern period, Italy did not have any opportunity for political unity. Italy consisted of several small political units, and these small units were constantly fighting against each other or one another. Taking the advantage of these internal conflicts, big powers of Europe, such as France, Austria, Spain, tried for supremacy over Italy. It is during the time of Napoleon they were united once. Napoleon and Italy. For the first time, Italians tasted the feeling of nationalism with the Napoleonic conquest and his political reforms. With the fall of Napoleon, Italians hoped that Italy would emerge as an independent state, but the Congress of Vienna had foiled the hopes of the Italians. Divisions and control by other Europeans. Venetia and Lombardy were taken by Austria, Parma, Modena, and Tuscany, and the Middle Italy were given to Habsburg royal family. Savy, Sardinia, Genoa were emerged with the Piedmont and was placed under the control of Charles Albert. The Congress of Vienna has created in Italy the old situation where the restored monarchies, the royal houses, have suppressed the national feelings, not finding any other way to express their freedom of speech. The revolutionary forces of Italy formed secret societies. They decided to spread the nationalist ideas. Most important among such secret societies was Carbonari. Carbonari was started in Naples and spread throughout Italy. It instigated and organized several revolts. Its main objective was to free Italy and form foreign powers. It want Italy to be free from political control and establish political independence. It organized several revolts in Naples, Piedmont, and the Middle Italy, but these revolts were suppressed by Austrian and French forces. Thus, the early attempts made to unite Italy failed. The task of unification of Italy was carried out by the activities of three important people. They were Joseph Mazzini or Giuseppe Mazzini, Count Cavour, and Garibaldi. Let us first learn and understand about Giuseppe Mazzini. Giuseppe Mazzini was born in 1805 in Genova. He became an intellectual and a spiritual force behind Italian resurrection. He was deeply moved at the misery of his country, and even when he was a boy and felt an urge to do something for his people, he dressed himself always in black, as if he were in mourning for his country. Mazzini had literally inclinations and studied thousand visions of historical dramas and romances. He wanted to awake his countrymen from their deep slumber through his literary works. He joined the secret revolutionary organization known as Carbonari. Being associated with this organization, he was arrested in 1830 and was imprisoned in the fortress of Savona, where he could see only the sea and the sky. On his release, he founded the Young Italy, a revolutionary society with educational and intellectual fervor. Membership into this society was open only to youth of below 40 years. Very soon, thousands of young men of the country joined his organization with the zeal and patriotism displayed by the martyrs. They were prepared to undergo the severest hardship in the cause of their motherland. These patriots mingled with laborers, with artisans, and listened to their problems and spoke of their rights. Thus, Mazzini grasped the true vision of united Italy. He made patriotism a religion and a passion with the youth of the country. He taught his generation that Italy was not a geographical expression but a nation. Mazzini favored a republican form of government for united Italy. He was not in the favor of a monarchy. He had no faith in making Italy merely a federation of the existing states. He firmly stood for a united Italy. Several attempts were made by the young Italy to bring in revolutions. Count Camillo di Cavour, the second important person in the process of unification of Italy. Cavour was born in 1810 in a noble family of Piedmont in Italy. He joined as an engineer in the army but left the service in 1831. He settled down as an agriculturalist, cultivating his farmlands and got a fortune from it. Cavour made several visits to England and France and got deeply interested, particularly in parliamentary institutions of England. He used to get excited listening to the debates of the House of Commons from the public gallery. He wished to model Italy also on those lines. Cavour had practical mind and wanted the material advancements of his country. He was particularly interested in the railways as a means to build up the political unity of country, together with the development of trade and commerce. Risorgimento is a newspaper expressed by Cavour. Cavour expressed his views through a newspaper named Risorgimento, which he started. The aim of this newspaper was independence, union between the princes and the people, and reform. With the granting of a constitution to Piedmont by its ruler in 1848, Cavour felt glad that his hopes were turning true. He got himself elected to the first Piedmontese parliament. Later, in 1850, Cavour was taken into confidence by Victor Emmanuel II and was taken into his cabinet as a minister. Within 2 years, in 1852, he was elevated to the office of the prime ministership of Piedmont, which he held for a period of 8 years. All the liberal forces supported and rallied around Cavour. The nation supported all his foreign undertakings. There was a great determination and cooperation between the government and the people. Cavour's aims and methods. Cavour stood for prosperous agriculture and brisk trade. He introduced railways and brought about prosperity in the country. He strongly believed that Italy would achieve unity only with the external assistance. He felt it necessary to isolate Austria in the international field and then to oust her from Italy. Garibaldi was born in 1807. Giuseppe Garibaldi is the third important person who played a major role in the unification process of Italy. So Garibaldi was born in 1807 at Nice in Italy. His parents wanted him to be a priest, but he was averse to the idea. He became a sailor and thus for many years lived and enjoyed adventurous sea life. He got attracted to Mazzini's young Italy and he joined it. He organized guerrilla warfare against the enemies of Italy. In 1834, he joined an insurrection organized by Mazzini in Savoy. This was an unsuccessful attempt and Garibaldi was condemned to death. He managed to escape and move to South America and lived there for the next 14 years. He returned to Italy in 1848. On his return, thousands flocked around him. He fought with Austrians and later in 1849 reached Rome and declared it republic. The French and the Austrian armies entered Rome. Garibaldi escaped with 4,000 of his companions once again to America. This time he had to take up odd jobs such as candle making. After a long struggle, he came back to Italy in 1854 and settled down in the island of Caprera as a farmer. A few years later, the events stirred him again in 1859. He came out to fight the national enemy Austria. His name was a magic for adventurous people and thousands joined him back again. The real work of the unification of Italy began with the assumption of the office of the Prime Minister by Cavour in Piedmont. The unification of Italy was accomplished under 5 stages. Stage 1: annexation of Lombardy to Sardinia and Piedmont. Cavour has made the Italian unification a matter of European concern by raising it in the Congress of Paris in 1856 after the Crimean War. He began working upon the nationalist aspirations of Napoleon III of France and ultimately won him over to the Italian cause by the Pact of Plombiers. Napoleon gave Sardinia military help against Austria. Austria was defeated and was compelled to cede Lombardy to Sardinia. So in that way, the first stage, annexation of Lombardy to Sardinia and Piedmont, was done. Second stage, Austro-Prussian War broke out in 1859. The nationalists of Tuscany, Parma, Modena revolted and ousted their rulers. By the Truce of Villafranca, Napoleon had ended the war with Austria by suddenly stopping it in the middle of success. It was decided to incorporate these states in a federation to be formed under the presidency of people, but could not be done in the view of strong national feelings among the people. Cavour once again persuaded Napoleon to his side and made him to agree to the proposal about annexation of states to Sardinia by a plebiscite. Plebiscite means public opinion. All the 3 states voted for their merger into the Kingdom of Sardinia and Piedmont. Thus, in the second stage, they were able to achieve Parma, Modena and Tuscany regions. Third stage, Garibaldi landed in Sicily in 1860 to help the revolutionaries, commanding an army of 1,000 known as Red Shirts. He captured Sicily and he also brought Naples under the control. About the same time, Cavour prevailed over Victor Emmanuel to march to the Papal States. The king invaded Umbrica and captured it from Pope. Garibaldi surrendered the administration of Naples to Victor Emmanuel II, and after a favorable plebiscite, Umbrica, Naples and Sicily were annexed to Sardinia Piedmont. Except Venetia and Rome, the entire Italian unification was over, and at this stage Cavour died. His work was completed by Victor Emmanuel. Fourth stage, when the Austro-Prussian War broke out in 1866, Bismarck promised that if Victor he invaded Venetia, it would be ceded to Italy on the victory of Prussia. Venetia was invaded, weakening Austria's might against Prussia. Austria then was to divide its army at the fronts. Austria was defeated and Bismarck allowed the annexation of Venetia to Sardinia Piedmont. And coming to the final stage, stage 5, only Rome was left to join Italy from the completion of Italian unification. When Franco-Prussian War broke out in 1870, Napoleon III was compelled to withdraw his army from Rome, which he had sent in 1849 to protect Pope. Taking advantage of the situation, Victor invaded Rome and captured it. It was later merged into Sardinia Piedmont. Victor Emmanuel was declared King of Italy, United Italy. Thus, the contributions made by Mazzini, Garibaldi, Cavour and Victor Emmanuel to the unification of Italy was achieved.